Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Cutlery Outdoors. A Work Tough Gear JX Omega rendition. A 5,000 subscriber giveaway rendition, if you will. Now, before we get into the video, there was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. Vets, we love you. You have a place here. That number is decreasing, guys. But anything above 0 is just unacceptable. We're back to Blue over here. We support Leo. How do you do that, Scab? Well, we don't break the damn law anymore. And finally, if you are an addict, and this is big, never quit quitting. So guys, look, I'm dirty. It's been a long day. I get it. Got dirt on the hands. That's what happens when you sandblast 9 hours a day, okay? It is what it is. I'm just going to ask you to bear with me through it. Now, this is the JX Omega from Work Tough Gear. Y'all know I love Work Tough Gear. My guy JR sent me this knife. He said, Scab, I want to donate it to the channel. Do with it what you want. And I thought, you know what? I always give out a preacher every 500 subscribers. So at 5,000, automatically a preacher will go out. And I've got some on the way. There's also another knife, a very special knife that Donnie B All-day modified. And it'll be given away. Now that knife, the modified Bowie, and this knife, the minute we hit 5,000 subscribers, I will do a video. That will be the giveaway video. The very next day, this knife and that knife will be given out, and the preacher will be given out when it gets here. Let's jump into this knife a little bit. It's got an 8-inch blade. The blade still is SK85. It's got a 7 1/4 inch handle. We're going to focus on that handle some. The handle scales are G10. With blue liners. Now listen, guys, nobody, in my opinion, does better handles than Work Tough Gear, and their heat treat is always spot on. The blade thickness is 0.188 inches, and this thing weighs 28 ounces. They do have some at DLT, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Now, here's the deal. I have a review out on this knife. I wanted to do another one because I'm doing a giveaway of it. I love this knife. Do I want to give it away? No, because I don't know when they're going to make another run of them. But this is simply a way to say thank you to you guys for riding with me, for being here through all of this. Everybody will be eligible to get it. I just want to go over a couple things with this knife. I love this handle. This is the second knife I believe that I've reviewed that's been designed by Chris. And I have another one on the way. I've got some knives on the way from Work Tough Gear, which will be featuring another one of his knives. I love his handles. And let me say up front, I know that this handle isn't for everybody. I get it, but it is absolutely for me. I love the options. I love being able to choke up with that choil up front and do fine work. I love being able to drop back and do some chopping. This thing is an absolute freaking beast. Now, here we're cutting up some more tire for our John Peters stab test, which we will do here in a little bit. And we're going to be all over the place, guys. I want to say this real quick. The shot that I took that opens up this video is very important. That's a shot from the swamp. We're back in the swamp here. Say something about these things that I cut down, guys. These things start off as weeds or bushes. They grow into trees. What you saw is what I've cleared out before. It's growing back, okay? So when I cut these down, you'll notice that I cut them down about waist high, chest high. They come back stronger. They really do. I don't cut down pines. I don't cut down oaks. So to my dear tree-hugging friends, just please know that I believe in saving wood and conservation. That's why we don't hit pines. We don't hit oaks. We just hit these crappy trees. Now, to the guy who called my video stupid, you're stupid. There you go. And for everybody that's going to say, Scab, I don't worry about trolls. I'm not mad. I'm not angry. I only left him 3 comments, called him stupid 3 times. That's not bad for me. But I want y'all to understand, I was not angry. I'm just that petty. Moving forward. You'll see right here, one of my favorite demonstrations, one of my favorite tests to do. And I hesitate calling it a test because nothing we do is scientific. And I'll be the first to tell you guys, when it comes to woodwork, bushcrafting, I'm a novice at best, probably below that, okay? One thing I can do is chop. I'm really, really good at that. And this is an absolute monster chopper. Now, Work Tough Gear knives can't come incredibly sharp. They just do. Yes, They send me knives to demonstrate. Now, for anybody who thinks I take it easy, the last 2 minutes of this video, if it don't shut you up, you just were looking for a problem anyway, okay? Because we're going to get down with the get down on this knife. I'm going to clean it up. And like I said, I'll if it need be, I'll send it to DJ Horn to resharpen, but I will clean it up and get away, and it'll be good as new. Now, y'all seen right there, it went right through there. It's about a 1-inch diameter stick. Went right through it like it wasn't sitting there, son. Right here, we're going to get that tight up grip, that close up grip. I don't know what the hell a tight up grip is, but that up close grip. Y'all know I love making spears and punji sticks for the neighborhood kids. You know, we start them off right around here. But this knife right here, whether you're doing up close work, putting a point on a stick, chopping, whatever, it's just really, because of the different handle options, it's a joy, and I'm dead serious, a joy, absolute joy to work with. It's an absolute monster too. Now these vines, guys, these vines choke everything out, and again, it's something that, trust me when I tell you, they do grow back, no problem. Now, right here, what you're going to see, guys, is a lot of just chops that take it straight through, man. This thing is a monster. I know I've said that over and over, but it is. It's well balanced. It's got a neutral balance point. It throws very, very well. It handles very, very well. Right here, we're doing the Donnie B All-day drop test, the Donnie B All-day throw it at the stump test, where we kind of look at the balance, check the tip, all of that. Now, let me say this. Donnie's marching to 10,000. Go over and subscribe. Subscribe to Joe from Steel Forged and Fire. Check out our Blade Talk with Scab and Joe. And let me park right there for just a minute. In the next few days, we will have a video up, or we will do a live announcing our Veterans Raffle, okay? It is coming, but everything's got to be right and in order before we do that. Our two guys that we're pushing to get to 1,000, because that's a big marker, Karl Ruedger and Eric Husyan, and I will leave links in the description to all of their channels. And guys, if you would, check out my community post, or my community page at my channel, however the hell you say it. The community page on my YouTube channel has a ton of great content creators. Now, right here, here's some of that tire we cut up. We're going to use for the John Peter stab test. I'd used 2 or 3 different grips and got some different stabs going on here. No hot spots on the handle. I don't know, and I'm honest, again, with Work Tough gear, I don't know that I've ever had a handle that had a hot spot. We're going to choke up and drop down. No slippage either. You see it's got that real nice front choil there. I absolutely love that. It helps with control. Drop back a little bit here and really, really able to drive down on it. Now, one thing that I like about this particular knife, other than the handle, is I love that shape, blade shape. It's kind of a Bowie blade shape, clip point, the whole nine. Old school looking. I love it. I really, really do. I love the aesthetic of it very, very much. It's full tang. It's got a nice, at the end of the handle, it's kind of like a, not a pommel, but it's kind of rounded where you just get a really, really, really good grip. Now here's that 2-inch ratchet strap, toe strap, whatever, and you'll see that the knife gets pretty good penetration, and then it just cuts right through it. No problem. Now we've cut trees, we've cut vines, we've cut tires, we've cut rubber hose, sandblast hose. On our zip tie test, one thing I did a little different is I kept them just a little loose to make them have a little more blade play, to see if we could get a little more pressure on that edge. The knife had zero problem going through it. And again, the point of this particular demonstration is to check the edge to make sure that it doesn't chip, roll, or damage. Now, we're going to just beat on a couple of pieces of 4x4 post right here. Some are ate up with knots. We're going to do a lot of batoning. And again, no reverb in the handle. That's one thing that always impresses me. We process this whole little piece of wood up right here. We go from big down to small, small, small. And then I found a piece of that 4x4 post that had several knots in it that's just absolutely tough as a brick bat, that we slam up and down, and we do nothing but try to beat up the edge, okay? That's what I was saying. For anybody, and nobody really does anything. You can't argue with the demonstrations. Now, this thing goes for about $219 on DLT Trading. I looked it up before, or you can do like 4 sezzle payments, something like that. Now, I get some of you immediately, that's a little expensive. I get it, okay? That's why they do the sezzle, and you can make 4 payments. You know, some of y'all get to tell me about the knife you bought 35 years ago for $5, and it's all you ever need. I don't know why you watch the damn video then, if it's just to shit on everybody that enjoys blades and new knives and things. Well, good job. Appreciate you. Moving on. $219 is not a bad price for this knife. I'm just telling you, it is a slab of steel. It's well made. It will endure the apocalypse. Now, here's part of that old sweet gum stump that's just, or I'm sorry, hackberry stump that's just as dense as it can be. That's the God's honest truth. That's one of the most dense, hardest stumps that I've ever seen in my life. And again, the knife goes through it, we baton through it, we hammer down on it, we slam down on it, slam on the knife. And all I wanted to do right here, guys, is just beat on that edge, apply pressure to that edge. Put the name Work Tough Gear to the test, and it absolutely passed. Okay? Love the knife. Very comfortable in hand. And you see right there, guys, that stump and that hackberry is just that dense. It just stops it. Okay? Now, here's our 4x. You can see the knot right there. Here, this is a high pressure treated 4x4 post. Okay? So what we're going to do right here is just slam the knife down into it, right into that knot. Take our Bam Bam stick and just beat down on it as hard as we can. Right there. Right there. No edge damage. No chips, no rolls, no dings, nothing. And I'm going to show you at the very end. I'll give you a quick look. One thing, guys, I'm going to do as we get through the raffle and get through some of this other stuff is get some better camera equipment so I can show you some close-ups and better things like that. I think that's kind of my next move as a channel, is to get better equipment so that you can see. But at the end of this demonstration, I will show you this edge. I am proud to give this away for my 5,000 giveaway. We're at like 49 or 4,950, something like that. There's a better shot coming, trust me. That wasn't a teaser. We're like 53 subscribers away. Thank y'all, man. I never in a million years thought we'd be here in less than 2 years. And it's just because you guys are awesome, and I appreciate you so much. Now, right here again, all I wanted to do, I wasn't trying to go through the board. I was trying to hammer into those knots and just show y'all the toughness of this edge. And right here, this is the old Scab Bam Bam test. Now, again, guys, I love y'all. My guy Mikey says it best. Everything's going to be all right. And this edge, and I'm showing you right there, this edge held up. I'm Scab. You're not. I'm gone, son.